I hope that this doesn't go over your head because I really need you to get this. You have to be timeless in your behavior, timeless in how you live. Timeless meaning you can transcend time. Who you are or what you are could transcend time based upon how you act. You could exist in 1900, you could exist in 2500, the year. So let me put it to you this way. And this is for you in terms of how you live your life, how you approach your work. If you have a special or certain craft, this is going to help you. So I'm going to bring it to you this way. This is the easiest way to bring it to you. I want you to think of your favorite artist. No, just think of some artists that have had songs. They had one or two hit songs, and then they're just gone all of a sudden. Now these songs shook the airwaves. Everybody was playing these songs, but when the songs was up, that was it. Now they were hit songs, but then when it was over, you never heard from them again. And then I want you to think about the people whose music you still hear playing 30, 20, 30, 40, and 50 years later. For sure, 20 and 30 years. I want you to think about those individuals. And then I want you to think about athletes. If you watch sports, I want you to think about the athletes that are said to be the greatest of all time in their particular field. This would be an example of being timeless. If you think of Michael Jordan in basketball, Michael Jordan could exist at any time. He would be great at any time. He could go play at any point in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, 90s, 2020, 2050. He's still going to be great. Muhammad Ali as a boxer is still going to be great at any point. At any point. Tom Brady at any point. It doesn't matter. Prince, his music is going to be unbelievable at any time. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, whoever else you got, I guess Frank Sinatra, whoever people have, whatever it is that they're into. Why is it important for the timeless? Because people are caught up in trends. And so, because most people are followers, they tend to behave or try to mimic the trends in order to fit in with people. But if you look at the greatest amongst us in their particular field, they never do that. So to be timeless, you have to be original. You got to be original. And that's coming back to that staying true to yourself. We can even use that, but you have to be original. You can't be a copy. You've got to be willing to walk on your own to be timeless. And you have to be detail oriented. You have to take whatever it is that you're doing serious. You have to take your appearance serious. You have to take how you speak serious. You can't be caught in trends and to following everybody else. Michael Jackson wasn't caught in trends. Michael Jackson is timeless because of how he approached everything. Prince is timeless. Stevie Wonder is timeless. And so many other people, they're timeless because of how they approach things. They're very different. Bob Marley is timeless. There are hundreds of reggae singers, but there's only one Bob Marley. There's only one Michael Jackson. So whoever it is, no matter what they're in, it's the timeless. So I want you to focus on what I call nuance, what's called nuance. Subtle differences in the shade, or subtle differences in expression, sound, or behaviors, right? That's nuance. They're small, fine details, a fine distinction, because it's in the nuance that is going to set you up for life. That's what the greatest people thrive at, in small details, in nuances, small details. There are hundreds of quarterbacks, but not everybody played like Tom Brady. Hundreds of ball players, not everybody played like Michael Jordan. Hundreds of singers, not everybody sings like Michael Jackson. So it's the nuance. And I'm going to ask you, for the sake of your life, what I want from and for you is that you do not allow yourself to get caught into trends, because when you get caught in trends, now you put yourself on the follower vibration. You're going to follow everybody. You're following the crowd. Now you're a part of the crowd. And the world is the way it is because it's simply easy to get many people to follow. It's very difficult to be an independent thinker in this world. And so everybody's doing this, so what happened? You'll get caught up doing it. But a timeless person is not going to do that. A timeless person is going to remain original. And they're going to focus on detail. And they're going to perform whatever it is that they do to the greatest of their ability. They're going to be special, right? But when you follow trends, you take that away from you. Because trends, to be honest with you, they only last a week, a month, a year. Think about when you started, years ago, when they had these dances. They had different dances. I can just remember back in the day, they had the Cabbage Patch, right? They had the Cabbage Patch. Then they had the Tootsie Roll. And they had the Bang Head Bounce, that whatever, Harlem Shake, all this different stuff. Bang Head Bouncing and Harlem Shaking. They had all this stuff. But nobody would dare to try to do that now. Nobody's doing that right now. Nobody's using those dances. Nobody's dancing. Nobody's doing that. Why? Because it was a trend. But the greatest, they create the dances. They're famous for whatever it is that they're famous for. Because they're timeless. And so what I'm asking you is for you to be timeless in your behavior. I can think of certain actresses like Angela Bassett, who's one of my favorite. Still beautiful, still classy. She's timeless, and she's got to be every bit of 60 something. But Angela Bassett could exist in any time. You ever known people that no matter where they go, they are who they are, but no matter where they go, they will get respect. It can be just an everyday person. They'll get respect and admiration, and people will like them everywhere they go. They can fit in anywhere. They can fit in the hood. They can fit in corporate. They can fit in a multicultural setting, and everybody likes these people because, number one, they're original. And you can see the difference on them. You can see the energy on them. It's something about timeless people, original people, putting themselves out front, but in a way that you have to take notice. You can be timeless at your job, in your business, the way that you approach things. This is what we're talking about. It's the way that you approach things with severe originality, with class, with cleanliness, with great presentation. All of these things you can do. It doesn't matter how small your job is or how small you perceive your job to be or society would perceive it to be. Your life is still up to you, and you can approach your life as a timeless being, a person that's going to clearly be separated from the pack, that people could talk about for years to come. being able to exist at any point on the timeline. BC, AD, whatever. You just stand out. This is why I speak a certain way. You're never going to hear me speaking in terms of the trends or the new words, the catchwords, because I want the information 200 years from now to still resonate with people. So my vernacular is going to be that of the basic English language. When I'm speaking Spanish, it's going to be basic Spanish, because I want the information to be timeless. I don't want to be using catchphrases and words that people use. Oh, this lit and this and that. Somebody 100 years from now might not know what that is. They may not. Let's turn up. Somebody 200 years from now may not know what that is. If I was writing a book and I said, it's time to turn up, they may or may not know. But when I deliver with a certain diction, a certain vernacular that's clear, concise, and can be understood by people of all races from around the world, different countries that may speak English, they won't be confused. So this is why I have to deliver the message this way. Am I speaking this way in my home, around people that are really close to me 24/7? No, not all the time, but most of the time, yes. So you have to understand that that's the nuance that I'm speaking to. Just that little thing right there will help me, or help the information that I'm sharing be able to travel further, because I have to think about other people who may not be native speakers in English that would get or receive it. I need them to be able to receive the information. So I have to deliver it in a way that everybody can understand. I can't just talk to one group of people, even though I grew up in Detroit, 90% black. We can go into the colloquial, nigga, what's up? What's up, my boy? What's up, my baby? What's good? What up, though? We can go into that, but what is that going to mean to somebody that may be listening or trying to understand what I'm saying in India? Or even here in Ethiopia, they're like, what is he talking about? I mean, it sounds cool, but that's not timeless. That's limiting myself. You never want to dumb down your lyrics. As we say, you never bring your energy down so that others can feel good. You keep your energy up so that others can come up, because you want to bring the best out of them. So they've got to rise to the level of excellence. So you never bring your lyrics down. You are the more intelligent, the more vibrant. You don't bring yourself down, and this is what people do to fit in. You never do that. That's a big mistake. You remain timeless, and you have them look at you and you make them come up to the level, because you're doing them a disservice by you going down. So you speak different things to them. They may not know what it is, but eventually they're like, man, why is this guy, all my boys, this guy's using these words. What is he? But eventually I noticed that they're speaking, they're using these words. They're using obstreperous. They're using these different words. Cantankerous. Swashbuckling. They're using these words. They were laughing at first, but I helped them. Now they're using these words. And that's what you want. That's what timeless people do. That's what timeless people do. They are an inspiration to others, because they're showing others that there's another level. There's another way that this can be done. How many of us grew up trying to play like Michael Jordan? How many people are going to look to, how many people did look to all of these artists, these Michael Jacksons, these Princes? How many people try to emulate? People want to emulate greatness, and being timeless is being great. But most importantly, to be timeless is to be original, no matter what it is that you're doing. Remember that.